I'm not feeling it. And then you got the prenup already ready. So you're already kind of almost, I can see what other people are saying on the other side of that argument. And we're going to get more into this in a minute. But from like almost like the Christian worldview almost says like, okay, listen, don't even start making a bed, because if you make a bed, eventually somebody going to have to lay in it. Oh, that's a ball.
I done came a long way from running through the whole city with the robbers. I done came a long way. Now we eat big plates. I think I done tried every type of pasta.
Now listen, this whole this whole situation with Ruslan and the lead attorney. All right, now let me paint the picture, because I told y'all this is all new to Nicole. All right, we're about to play something. All right, where you have the lead attorney. He's a practicing attorney. Well, actually, he just recently retired because his YouTube channel is popping. I don't blame the brother, but he practiced for 20 or 25 years in law in Atlanta, Georgia. And is mine? Okay. In Atlanta, Georgia. Why is my... Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. He practiced for like 20 to 25 years in Atlanta, Georgia. He practiced law. And he has a YouTube channel that's popping where he talks about like various topics, hot topics, and he talks about the court system and all this other stuff. And just he really does a good job of what he does. Now, I wouldn't say that this man is saved. He's not a believer, so to speak. Well, not so to speak. I believe he's a believer. And so anyway, so he was having a live, and a lot of people were just like, hey, you and Ruslan, y'all should talk. So understand, this was never supposed to be a debate. It was just simply, Ruslan came on the show and they were talking and they were discussing certain things. So it never was in the format of excuse me, in the format of, hey, this is one, we're debating number two. It wasn't anything like that, but they were really having a conversation, and a lot of points in the conversation, he was doing his attorney thing. So people were like, oh, well, Ruslan. I don't get into that whole who won, who lost, all this other stuff. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is they were having a conversation. And so they talked about various things. They were talking about the court system, how the court system is kind of set up to benefit women. And they were on the subject of talking about how if men fight for the kids, the ones who really fight for the kids, they will win and all this other stuff. So anyways, they got into the conversation of prenups. Listen, we're about to play this clip. Now there's going to be some times where we're going to be talking we're going to be talking and all this other stuff, but we're going to comment on this. Sharing system on this also is if you want to share the audio of a video or anything you're sharing. Okay, yeah, so I do want it. Okay, cool.
Thank you, Chelsea.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Okay, here we go. I'm about to play this clip. And y'all, before I get into that, let me go and let me make sure I go to the right mark. Go to the right mark. Hold on. Okay. The 8:27. Okay. 8:20. Here we go. Okay.
And so this was recently?
Oh yeah, this was recent. This was either earlier this week or last.
Like I'm, faith-based stuff, man. I'm a spectator, right?
Oh.
Can you explain to me what the pushback is from the faith-based community against prenups?
Nope.
I think.
My bad. Let me go into this. I had it right. Here we go. 140 mark. Y'all bear with me. Here we go. They're going to have a lovely conversation. Sorry, I said conversation. They're going to have a lively conversation about prenups, and we're going to be commenting throughout the whole conversation here.
We might be coming from different places. We might arrive at the same conclusions.
You're not anti-marriage.
Hold on, before we go into this, she said, I think my first comment was not understood. Trust or entities that people use to avoid probate court and protect assets. It takes the place of wills and protect. Okay, thank you, sister. We appreciate that. Thank you. Can you clarify? I do appreciate it. Thank you so much for clarifying. We do appreciate that for real, because that makes all the sense in the world. I'm glad she came back. Thank you. We appreciate it, sister. We appreciate it. We believe you're a sister, right? We believe you're a sister, right? You are in Christ. We're assuming. Put one in the chat if you are a believer in Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? We don't like to assume. All right, y'all. Listen, let's go to the 140 mark. All right, here we go.
You're not anti-marriage.
Not at all.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, so we agree marriage is.
But I'm not anti-divorce either. You know, like I'm not anti-marriage. I'm not anti-divorce. I'm pro-marriage. I'm pro-divorce. I am pro whatever will improve your life. Right. But I am pro prenup. I'm pro protect yourself. Absolutely. I'm pro making informed decisions.
Amen.
Right? If you can make informed decisions and you can protect yourself, that is the best case scenario. Will it guarantee anything? No.
Yeah.
There's no guarantees.
So do you think prenups are essential for someone like me, where we got married? I mean, I've been married, it'll be 15 years this July. Both started out with nothing. Both started out poor. There was no prenup. My wife is helping.
Oh, babe, and if you want to comment, just tap me, whatever, because I'm gonna stop it when I feel like commenting.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
Help me build up the business. She's created an amazing, stable home. My kids get homeschooled, meals. She stays at home. I go get the bag. You know what I mean? In our situation, we don't have a prenup, nor do I want one. You know, because it's kind of after the fact, right? 18 years later. Mm-hmm. But do you think in a situation where two people are starting and doing the IKEA marriage situation, would you still recommend a prenup?
Yes.
Okay. Why?
Yes.
Unpack that.
Even if they don't really have anything, you know, because number one, you never know what you could have.
Okay.
But number two, just to remove some of the unfairness, even if your prenup just has two clauses, the first clause is so important: no alimony. If you want to split everything, half-see, 50-50, fine. We work together and we built it all together, fine. You take half of my stuff, I take half of your stuff, fine. Guess what? When we're divorced, we're divorced. Why the am I sending you $3,300 payments month after month when you're having sex with someone else, right? Also, everybody pays their own attorney's fees, right? Because if and I've been the benefactor of this. If I represent your wife, Ruslan, and I know that you're paying the fees, they might get ran up. They might get ran up because Ruslan got it, right? So a prenup protects you from people like me, right? You need that protection. Right?
That's good. No, that's good.
So these are some of the things. There's nothing wrong.
So it seems like the biggest thing for you is the alimony and the legal fees. Those are the two big things that, like, if something were to ever happen, those things shouldn't be. One party shouldn't be handling it.
Generally, if it depends on the case. If we're talking about two 22-year-olds who won't have anything and they want to get married, fine. But things.
Well, I mean, that was our situation. I was 23. My wife was 21.
There you go.
So just say, let's just flash back 15 years ago. Me and you were hanging out. We're friends. We're friendly. We end up at a restaurant, and I'm like, man, I'm getting married in 6 months, or I'm about to propose. Would this be something that you would have brought up to me 15 years ago?
100%.
Wow. Okay.
100%. Because if for some reason, your wife decides to cash you out, 18 years, does she work outside the home?
No, that's what I mean. But like, what's the, so this is how I see it. And maybe this is very blue pill of me, but my wife has also put her career on hold. My wife has also passed up a ton of opportunity. My wife has also passed up, you know what I mean? Like, she's been the primary care provider, right? So if I were to have a prenup, hypothetically, when we didn't have anything, we built a whole life together. One of the reasons why I'm successful, and I have no problem saying this, is because I have a stable, loving marriage. I don't have a sexless marriage. I'm in an amazing union that allows me to go out and do the things that I'm able to do, make the kind of money that I'm able to make. So why would I not want her to be taken care of, right? Why would I want Are you following along with what I'm saying? Like if we were to separate, like she's taken the bigger L financially in her entire trajectory of her life, had she not married and been a mom and been a stay-at-home wife.
The 3-strand cord.
Yeah.
You know, and knowing it's not just about you and your spouse, but God. You're in covenant relationship. So you're not just going to hop out when things get hard, or if someone gets sick, or the person's getting on your nerves, or someone loses their job. You know, it's not conditional and situational. To me, the prenup almost says I'm expecting for something to go wrong.
Yeah.
And when it does, then I am protected in this way. So, I mean, that's just my current perspective on it. Y'all can kind of give us your lens, but that's where I'm leaning towards with it. You know, it's just almost sending the message that I really don't feel like this is fully gonna
yeah, and like this fully gonna work. You know, and I think that's where, you know, the Christian, where we come, our viewpoint comes in with the church, because, you know, we always get into something with the belief of till death do we part. And so, like, if you go into it with the mindset or with the worldview of marriage is supposed to be forever till death do you part, unless something happens to where you get a divorce, biblically, like something by biblical standards, you know, what the Lord allows for you to get a divorce for that reason, that notwithstanding, we're not talking about that. We're talking about, for all intents and purposes, it's supposed to be till death do you part. And it seems like sometimes if you have a prenup, it's all, well, you know, year 7 has been rough. We got the prenup and you know, we got the prenup ready to go. I'm not feeling it. And then you got the prenup already ready. So you're already kind of almost, I can see what other people are saying on the other side of that argument. And we're going to get more into this in a minute. But from like, almost like the Christian worldview almost says like, okay, listen, don't even start making the bed, because if you make a bed, eventually somebody going to have to lay in it. Oh, that's a bar. Yeah. That's a bar. Hold. I got it. That's a bar.
Go ahead.
That's a bar.
Drop the bomb.
Oh, well, you know, I pick and choose.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, he would love for you to entertain or to repeat your statement. What were you saying?
Okay, so I'm not sure what part y'all heard and what not. So I'll just kind of summarize. I was just saying that, you know, the importance of really being saved and having that relationship with, you know, Jesus Christ, and letting God direct your path, like truly direct your path in every area of your life. Because when you jump in, or when you get married, it shouldn't just be something you jump in based on your own personal desires. It should be something that, you know, okay, this is God ordained. He has shown us in different ways that this is the person that he would have for me to marry. And so when you go into it with that confidence of, Lord, this is something that you let me into, so I'm going to be in it for the long haul. I'm looking at this as a covenant relationship, and not just something when the person gets on my nerves, or, you know, if they get sick or if they lose everything, to where I'm just hopping out of it. Then you're in it for the long haul. Yeah. So I was just saying that based on my current understanding of prenups, I kind of view it as you're almost expecting something to go wrong or happen in the marriage, to where it's like, okay, I'm having this to protect me. I'm looking out for myself just in case. So yeah, I don't know, but you might be able to offer another lens or perspective that I haven't considered. Yeah,
exactly. So, all right, but yeah, so we're gonna let this play, and we're gonna have some more comments, but he gonna get into that, and we're gonna get y'all, because it got late real quick. We're talking about the pandering to women, and then we're gonna cut it off from there. I'm not gonna get into the other things. You know, we're got to table that for maybe later on this weekend or something, or maybe Monday or Tuesday, something like that. We'll figure it out, but we'll come back in the next couple of days and come with those other points with Hafiz on marriage, because that's really interesting. And also, should Christians even go to divorce court? We're gonna get into that on the when we come back. But yeah, let's go ahead and continue.
Hey, Ruslan, and I know that you're paying the fees.
You right.
They might get ran up. They might get ran up because Ruslan.
So what he's saying is that, listen, if I think he got to the point to where like those folks who those men who decide not to have a lawyer in divorce court, and if I know you're paying the fees, I'm gonna run it up. I think he got to that point. Let's see.
Fine, got it, right? Mm-hmm. So a prenup protects you from people like me. Right? You need that protection. Right?
That's good. No, that's good.
So these are some of the things. There's nothing wrong.
So it seems like the biggest thing for you is the alimony and the legal fees. Those are the two big things that, like, if something were to ever happen, those things shouldn't be, one party shouldn't be handling it.
Generally, if it depends on the case. If we're talking about two 22-year-olds who won't have anything and they want to get married, fine. But things.
Well, I mean, that was our situation. I was 23. Yeah. My wife was 21.
So that's kind of like the point we were bringing up, and I think that was what I forget who was it that had that comment earlier that I read out loud about. It depends on maybe your age or how much your financial situation. Mm-hmm. You remember who that was?
Was it our sister? The she sounded like she's an attorney.
Yeah, but it just goes right along with what we were talking about, like how like Ruslan saying he and his wife were young when they got married, so they built together, and then you and I, we were young, so we're it's like if you don't really have anything and you're starting off like you're literally building your life together. Yeah. So you don't really necessarily need to consider that. So I don't know. It does make you think, because it's like I still kind of stand on, like if it's God ordained, but I'm just trying to think about if it's somebody who is established and they have a good paying job, and I'm just being real, that might be a little harder, huh? I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know.
And then too, with the environment in which we have marriage right now, like it's some brothers that get fleeced in the courts, because the courts are like, for instance, I didn't play this part of the conversation, but like how like the courts automatically most of the time give the kids to the wife, even if the wife is not maybe the most suitable parent, because automatically they just and then all that other stuff, and then so that's part of it. But then it's also too like you have to pay alimony, and it's like you could be paying alimony for 10-15 years and she's moving.
But the prenups don't cover child custody though.
Well, right? Well, if you can come to some agreement outside of court, sometimes like sometimes with prenups, I believe, y'all, I'm not versed on it, but I believe prenups and all that, it mostly involves like finances and stuff. But then with they're going to talk about this, like you paying alimony. This woman has been remarried for 10 years and you still paying it. Yeah. So this is why. Thank y'all for watching. If you like to view the full live, you can click the link at the bottom of this video and do us a favor. We noticed that about 56% of y'all that watch our videos are not subscribed. So please consider hitting that subscribe button and smashing that bell. It costs you nothing and means a whole lot to us. Anyways, we appreciate your time. Thank you for rocking with us. God bless y'all. Y'all take care.